What's up, Sugar Bushes? Welcome to another episode of Crime and Cosmetics. Right off the rip, we're like 2 seconds in, dog. 2 seconds in. What? Okay, well, you're gonna have to wait. Okay? That's what I thought. Welcome to another episode of Crime and Cosmetics. Today we're going to be talking about Giulia Tofana. This case very much reminds me of the Angel Makers of Negev. And I want to say take this information with a grain of salt because this happened a long time ago. So the information might be a little bit of hearsay, a little muddled, but we're going to do our best, my sweet, sweet children. So as always, let me take care of these little gals, and then we will get started. We're gonna do like another black and yellow look, mainly because I want to use the yellow that came with. Hi, just go ahead and dig your claws in my leg. How can I help you? I'm gonna use the yellow that came with the Danger Days palette because it looks very pigmented. And we're gonna see how it turns out. I might use the red on the under eye. Who knows? We'll see. Give me a second. Let me take care of them, and we'll get started. So it's a bit of a shorter case, and again, like I said, happened a long time ago. So we're going to take all this information we have here with a wee bit of a grain of salt. So, Giulia was born in Palermo in the year 1620. And God, does that sound like a terrible time to live. I bet everything smelled awful. So, anyways, her mother was the infamous Tofano de Amato. I hope I pronounced that correctly. She was executed for murdering her own husband in 1633, and good for her. Good for her. I bet she had good reasons to do it. It is rumored that D'Amato passed down the recipe of her top-of-the-line poison to her lovely daughter, but again, that is just hearsay. Nonetheless, Giulia was an incredibly skilled potion maker. And with the comment of good for her for killing her husband, we have to remember that this was an incredibly awful, usually wouldn't say something like that. But this was an incredibly awful time to be a woman. Women were pretty much seen as property and not individuals. They had very limited options on how to spend their lives. They had probably, hold on, where's that brush I just had? There it is. They really only had 3 choices on how they would live out their lives. They could get married and hope that their husband treated them well, which usually, most of the time wasn't the case. They could stay unmarried, but again, there weren't many options for women to make a living for themselves, so most of them would have to turn to sex work to provide for themselves and or their children. Or they could hopefully marry into wealth and then become a widow, which of course was usually the most desired option. So Giulia does some moving around. She moves from Sicily to Naples, then she moves to Rome. She begins expanding her services to a broader range of customers. She had a soft spot for women who were trapped in horrible, loveless, abusive marriages. So she started selling that special sauce to help them peace out on these horrible situations. Now, Giulia wasn't able to run this secret black market poison empire by herself, though. She had the help of her daughter and a small group of her most trusted associates, and it's rumored that she even had help from a priest. So from inside her apothecary shop, Giulia launches a very deadly underground crime syndicate. To a pedestrian, old John Law, that was not in the know, her shop looked like a typical beauty and cosmetic business. She sold beautifying powders and liquids to lovely girl bosses in the area. Like, hey girl boss, you want to kill your husband and look good doing it? Do I have the opportunity for you? J-Play. But Giulia's cosmetic business was incredibly easy for her to disguise her best-selling product, Aqua Tofana. So, let me get some more yellow. Ooh, I got a little hair in my mouth. Let me get some more yellow. So, Aqua Tofana was the talk of the town. A coveted face cream or oil used by Italian ladies who were looking to keep themselves looking youthful and glowing, or looking to, I don't know, turn themselves into widows. So it came preserved in a bottle, or it came in a powder form, or a powder case that was usually labeled as Mana of St. Nicholas of Bari. It was mainly used to heal unsightly blemishes like acne and stuff like that. So what exactly was Aqua Tofana? Well, we're talking about the olden days here, where we were uneducated and we loved taking anything and everything that was harmful to humans and putting it in or around our bodies. Radium girls. But, I mean, that was way further in the future. We're going to cover that too. What a crazy, heartbreaking case that is. But anyways, so Aqua Tofana was a mixture of lead, arsenic, and belladonna. Good old lead and arsenic. We love to see it. Belladonna, also known as deadly nightshade, wasn't like a good thing to put in your body either. Belladonna, which means beautiful lady, got its name because it was a popular beauty practice in Italy to put belladonna berry juice in your eyes to enlarge your pupils because it gave you a striking appearance, made you more noticeable. Does not sound healthy. You got up there? Good. Just knocked everything down in the process. We love to see it. Aqua Tofana, though, was incredibly easy for a woman to conceal. They could literally just have it sitting on their nightstand or vanity and everyone would be none the wiser. It was because Aqua Tofana contains some of the same ingredients of your everyday run-of-the-mill cosmetics at the time. Like, you know, remember, olden times, we loved using harmful things as medicine/beauty products. So, you know, it was just how it went back then, I guess. So the thing that was going to be used to kill their unsuspecting husbands was pretty much just vibing out in plain sight for them to see. And I don't know, can you imagine that conversation? Oh, honey, I see you got some new beauty products. Always spending my hard-earned money on that garbage. And then his wife is like, oh, honey, you haven't seen me use it yet. It's gonna knock you dead. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So another reason Aqua Tofana works so damn well is because of how it actually killed its victims. It wasn't a thing where, like, you know, you pour some in their drink and 30 minutes later they keel over and die. It's not a one and done kind of thing. That would be very suspicious. If 1 minute a woman's husband is healthy, working, you know, living his best life, being an asshole to his wife, and all of a sudden he just falls over dead, that would raise some red flags. The wives would actually administer the Aqua Tofana in doses. So the first dose would be, you know, diluted in a liquid like a drink or something, and that would cause exhaustion and weakness. The second dose would hit them with severe stomach pains and vomiting and a bad case of dysentery, you know, which I can imagine would make them worse for wear. They would probably be dehydrated like a motherfucker. And then the third and fourth dose would take care of the rest and send them over to the land of the dead. This was perfect for the wives because due to this method of administration, doctors would think that the husband died of some, like, disease or, like, unknown illness. And, I mean, we're talking about olden day doctors here. Fucking Greg down the street is the town's doctor because he, I don't know, showed people how to hold in a sneeze one time. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding. But, you know, medicine really wasn't advanced back then. So this slow death was the bee's knees, though. The kitty's titties, if you will. It allowed the victim to be seen by a doctor, so the authorities, you know, or doctors didn't think the death was suspicious in any way. And not only did it do that, but it also allowed the victim to get their affairs in order during the process of them dying. And while they were doing that, their wives were right there to exert their maternal influence over the last will and testament to make sure they got, you know, pretty much the good end of the deal. So these wives would poison their husbands slowly over time using this undetectable aquafana. Using their influence, they would make sure they were well taken care of after their husband's death, and the slowness of the poisoning would help stave off suspicions that their husband was actually murdered. It was actually pretty fucking brilliant. So Giulia's business is booming. off the charts. I mean, how could it not be, honestly? Because not only was, like I said, the poison undetectable, but the process of death seemed like a death from any other illness. So it was like, you know, basically it was like, oh, you can get rid of your awful abusive husband and not get caught. Of course, women are going to want in on that. I mean, who in the right mind wouldn't? I just realized I didn't use any primer because I'm not used to doing that. Whoopsies. So I want to try some red on this under eye, and I hope we don't come out looking like a McDonald's sponsor, but we'll see. So Giulia couldn't just go around peddling this poison all willy-nilly, though. She was very careful. She only sold the product to ladies that she knew or had been vetted by past clients that she could trust. This is usually how it goes, though. They're as careful as can be, but when you're putting multiple people into the equation, something is bound to get fucked up and go wrong. Don't know how I feel about this red and yellow combo. We're gonna roll with it, though. We're gonna roll with it. It's be all right. Be okay. So a young woman had came to Giulia in search of relief from her absolutely horrible husband. It's unclear if this woman had been someone Giulia knew or someone who had been recommended to her from a past client. Nonetheless, Giulia grants her access to her deadly elixir and sends her on her way. So the young woman mixes a few drops of the deadly liquid in her husband's soup one night, but as they sit down to eat their dinner, she gets cold fucking feet and begins to panic, and she starts begging her husband not to eat the deadly bowl of soup, and in the process accidentally reveals to her husband the activities of Giulia and her accomplices. Now, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, because I feel like when you say accidentally, you don't really just like, when you go on and tell somebody that you've poisoned them, the outing who gave you the poison kind of goes hand in hand to save your own skin. But again, her husband was probably incredibly abusive, so she really had no choice. So her husband is furious, obviously, and let me see if I can get this. Looks about the same. We're gonna bring these down a little bit. So her husband is furious. He forces her to spill the juicy deets about Giulia's underground poison ring, and then he takes his bitch ass straight to the popo. Giulia was a well-liked member of the community by women, both poor and in power, so most of whom she had helped. So, you know, they loved her, basically. So she catches wind of this warrant for her arrest early before John Law comes a-knocking, and she fires up her Lamborghinis and beats feet the fuck out of there. Was like, nope, not getting arrested today. So I didn't like the red. All I could think about was McDonald's, so I changed it, put this orange on, and if we don't like the orange, we're gonna do something else. Who cares? It's my show. I can do whatever I want. But anywhoozle. So, like I said, Giulia gets wind of her, the warrant for her arrest, beats feet out of there. She takes sanctuary in a local church, and that is all fine and dandy until a rumor begins to spread that she has poisoned the local water supply, or the city's water supply, sorry. Now, due to this rumor spreading like wildfire, the big boy pants wearing government gets involved and takes matters into their own hands, as they do. She was soon captured and subjected to horrific torture. Now, Giulia ends up confessing to killing over 600 men from 1633 to 1651 just in Rome alone. Now keep in mind, this number could be lower or it could be much higher, given the fact that this confession was basically tortured out of her. So it is believed that Giulia was executed in Campo dei Fiori in Rome in 1659, along with her daughter and a few of her most trusted associates. The executions did not stop there, though. Dozens of lower class women who dozens of lower class women, I apologize, were executed after it was revealed that they had been customers of Giulia, while of course many of the upper class women, the rich women, were spared from execution and either imprisoned or exiled for their involvement in the underground poison ring. But even after her death, Julia's legacy became somewhat of folklore. It continued to kind of show its face throughout history. According to Sci-Fi Wire, the article I read about Giulia, her poison and proof of power directly influenced the affair of the poisons in 17th century France, leading to the rise of La Voisin. I hope I pronounced that correctly. France's murderous fortune teller, and the attempted murder of King Louis the 14th. I think that's the Roman numeral for 14, XIV. Who knows, though? It's a mystery. Which, actually, the murderous fortune teller might be a case we cover in the future. I was reading a little bit about it while I was doing my research, and it looked very, very interesting. Another instance of Giulia's legacy showing up in history is good old Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart allegedly blamed his sudden mysterious illness on Giulia's creation, exclaiming, quote, "I am sure that I have been poisoned. I cannot rid myself of this idea. Someone has given me aqua Tofana and calculated the precise time of my death," which is bananas, I tell you what. And that is the story of the incredible legacy of expert poisoner Giulia Tofana. Whoever sent that case in, that was incredible. I like that a lot. All right, let me do some more stuff here, and then we will pick our crime for next week, or whenever we get the chance to film again, because I am going to be on the road a lot this month. And there we have it, children. A look that looks nothing like the one we started off doing, which is usually how it goes on this show. But I like the way this turned out. You know, I need to get better at symmetry because this side's looking a little and this side looks really good. Once I get the old symmetry down, it's over for you bitches. But all right, let's pick our crime for next week. All right, who are we going to cover next week, or whenever we get the chance to get another crime and cosmetics out? Oh, there we go. Set that down. All right, looks like we are covering Jennifer Holliday for our next episode. All right. Should be an interesting one. I think that's one I've put in before. We're still pretty full. Like I said, if you guys have any cases you want covered, leave them in the comments of the videos, and we will add it to our crime container. I'm trying to think. Like I said, I'll be on the road quite a bit the next couple weeks, so I'm going to try to get out some vlog footage. So bear with me. We're going to be in... Tomorrow is going to be Saturday, so tomorrow, February 5th, we're going to be in Memphis, and then we've got, like, I think, Cincinnati and Louisville, and then after that, I think it's Omaha and Indianapolis, and then we have Lawrence, Kansas, and Iowa City. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I know we're going to be those places, but I could have got them all mixed up, is something, you know, I'm privy to doing. So, as always, like I said prior, if you have a case you want covered, leave it in the comments of this video. We're still doing Twitch streams, TikTok lives, you know, the whole 9 yards. I'm going to try soon, I know I keep saying that, soon to get a live going where I start working on my, sorry, I'm getting makeup wipe to clean my hands off. Start working on my new leather jacket because I need to get that project going, that good old executive function disorder. I'm just trying to think anything else. New episodes of the podcast Snacks Packs. It streams on all major platforms, so go check that out. We would very also greatly appreciate it if you downloaded it as well. I don't know what it is about podcasts, but they don't. You're like... Success for analytics is not off views or listens, it's off downloads. So that's the analytics we get. We have to scrounge to look and see how many people have listened, but our regular, this is what your ratings are based off of, is downloads. If you download it, be great. I'm trying to think. It's like I said, streaming on all major platforms, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, wherever you get podcasts, it is there, I assure you. I think that's it, though. I will see you guys again soon. Be safe, be kind to others, be kind to yourself. Know that you are loved, you are valued, you are cherished. There's always a place for you here in this community. And if no one's told you today, I'm proud of you. No matter what your accomplishments are, big or small, they're still accomplishments. And you should be proud of yourself as I am proud of you. I will see you guys again soon. Love you so much. Bye-bye.